Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to look at upper and lower bound questions from the recent past papers. The first question is, a car travels 14 km correct to the nearest kilometer. This takes 12 minutes correct to the nearest minute. Calculate the lower bound of the speed of the car. Give your answer in kilometer per minute. So the distance given here is 14 kilometer. For 14 kilometer, it is corrected to the nearest kilometer. So 1 over 2 is 0.5. Okay. So upper bound of 14 kilometer is 14.5. Lower bound of 14 kilometers, 13.5 kilometers. Less than 14.5. This is the distance. And time taken is 12 minutes. Correct to the nearest minute. So 1 over 2 is 0.5. So 11.5. 12 minus 0.5 is 11.5. 12 plus 0.5 is 12.5. Calculate the lower bound of the speed of the car. So what is the formula? Speed equal to distance by time taken. Okay, we need to calculate the lower bound of the speed. So lower bound of speed equal to distance divided by time. To calculate lower bound of speed, we need to take higher value in the denominator for time. That is, here we need to take upper bound. And when a speed is low, distance also has to be low. So we will take lower bound for the distance. Lower bound of distance is 13.5 and upper bound of time is 12.5. 13.5 divided by 12.5. So the speed is 1.08 kilometer per minute. So 1.08. The next question is, the length L meter of a piece of wood is 3.6 meters correct to the nearest 10 centimeters. Complete this statement about the value of L. Let's convert first a centimeter into meter. So we get 0.1 meter. Okay, 0.1 divided by 2 equal to 0.05. So 3.6 minus 0.05 less than or equal to L less than 3.6 plus 0.05. So 3.55 less than or equal to L less than 3.65. Next, question number 3. The mass m kilograms of object A is 350 kilogram. Correct to the nearest 10 kg. Complete this statement about the value of m. It is corrected to the nearest 10 kg. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So add and subtract 5 with 350. 350 minus 5 less than or equal to m less than 350 plus 5. So 345 less than or equal to m less than 355. Question number 4. A train travels between two stations. The distance between the station is 220 km, correct to the nearest kilometer. The speed of the train is 125 km per hour, correct to the nearest 5 km per hour. Calculate the upper bound for the time the journey takes. Okay. So the distance and speed is given. We need to calculate the time. Time equal to distance divided by speed. The distance is 220 km, correct to the nearest kilometer. So 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So 220 plus or minus 0.5 is the upper and lower limit. And speed of the train is 125, correct to the nearest 5 km. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So 125 plus or minus 2.5. So we need to calculate the upper bound for the time. To get the upper bound of time, we need to take the lower bound of speed because both are inversely proportional and time and distance are directly proportional. So for this also you have to take upper bound. So upper bound of distance is 220 plus 0.5. Lower bound of speed is 125 minus 2.5. This is 220.5 divided by 122.5, which is equal to 1.8. Is the time taken. Give your answer in hours and minute. Okay. So 1.8 we know 60 minutes represent 1. So 0.8 refers 60 multiplied by 0.8, 48. 1 hour and 0.8 is converted into 48 minutes. So 1 hour 48 minutes. The next question is the length L meter of a piece of wire is 18.7 meters. Correct to the nearest 10 centimeters. Complete the statement about the value of L. So it is corrected to the nearest 10 centimeters. But the length of the wire is given as 18.7, which is in meters. Okay. So 10 centimeter is nothing but 0.1 meter. So 0.1 divided by 2 is 0.05. So 18.7 plus or minus 0.05. the lower bound is 18.7 minus 0.05, which is 18.65. The upper bound is 18.7 plus 0.05, which is 18.75. The next question is the length S meters of a ship is 287 meter. Correct to the nearest meter. Complete the statement about the value of S. So nearest meter is 1 over 2, which is equal to 0.5. So the upper and lower bound values are 287 plus or minus 0.5. The lower bound value is 287 minus 0.5, which is 286.5. Upper bound value is 287.5. The next question is P is equal to 2W plus 2H, W equal to 11 and H is 9.5, both correct to two significant figures. Find the lower bound and upper bound for P. For W, we have to add one more significant figure. So that will be 0.5. So 11 minus 0.5 less than or equal to W less than 11 plus 0.5. And for H, we will add one more significant figure. So 9.5 minus 0.05 less than or equal to H less than 9.5 plus 0.05. We need to calculate P, lower bound. Okay. To get lower bound of P, we need to take lower bound of W and lower bound of H. Addition of two lower bounds will give a lower bound. So 2 multiplied by, what is the lower bound of W? 11 minus 0.5, which is 10.5, plus 2 multiplied by H is 9.5 minus 0.05, which is 9.45, equal to 39.9. Next, it's given to find the upper bound also. Upper bound of P is, take the upper bound for W and upper bound for H, which is 11.5 plus 2 times 9.55, which is equal to 42.1. 39.9 and 42.1. Next, question number 8. The area of a rectangle is 55.2 centimeter square. Correct to one decimal place. The length of the rectangle is 9 centimeter. Correct to the nearest centimeter. Calculate the upper bound of the width of the rectangle. Area of the rectangle is length times width. So now we need to calculate width. So make width as the subject. So width equal to area divided by length. calculate the upper bound of the width. So to calculate the upper bound of width, we need to take the upper bound of area but lower bound of length. Okay, taking lower bound in the denominator gives more higher value. So we are taking lower bound in the denominator. So here the area of the rectangle is 55.2, correct to the 1 decimal place. 0.1 divided by 2 equal to 0.05. So 55.2 plus or minus 0.05. And this is correct to the nearest centimeter. So 1 over 2 is 0.5. So 9 plus or minus 0.5. So what is the upper bound of area? 55.2 plus 0.05. What is the lower bound of the length? 9 minus 0.5, which is equal to 55.25 divided by 8.5. Which is equal to 6.5. The next question is the length L meter of a roll of ribbon is 120 meter. Correct to the nearest meter. So 1 divided by 2, which is equal to 0.5. So 120 plus or minus 0.5. So what is the lower bound? 120 minus 0.5, which is 119.5. And upper bound is 120 plus 0.5. 120.5. The next question is, the plane flies a distance of 2200 kilometer, correct to the nearest 100 kilometer. So 100 divided by 2 is 50. So 2200 plus or minus 50. The average speed of the plane is 740, correct to the nearest 20 kilometers. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. So 740 plus or minus 10. Calculate the lower bound of the time taken. So time is equal to distance divided by speed. We need to find the lower bound of time. To get the lower bound of time, we need to take the lower bound of the distance and the upper bound of the speed. Okay, because time is directly proportional to distance. So to get the lower bound of time, we need to take the same lower bound of for distance. So here time and speed are inversely proportional. So if you get upper bound for speed, it will give a lower bound for time. What is the lower bound of distance? 2200 minus 50. Upper bound of speed is 740 plus 10. 2150 divided by 750 equal to 2.86667. So calculate the lower bound of the time taken in hours and minute. Okay, so this 2 represent 2 hours. So how to calculate the minutes? 60 minute is 1. 0.86667 is how many minutes? 60 multiplied by 0.86667, which is equal to 52. So 52 minutes. 2 hours 52 minutes. I hope you found this video useful. Check out the crash course on upper and lower bounds and other crash courses from the description box.